Looking ahead to 2023 is really looking ahead to 2024 because the race for the White House is already heating up. As President Biden considers re-election right now, the biggest question facing the GOP is whether or not anyone will dare challenge former President Donald Trump for the nomination. In a recent exclusive interview with NewsNation, former Vice President Mike Pence left the door open on that one.
So we're going to take some time. Karen and I will hear the kids out, and we'll make a decision. We'll respond to what our calling is. And if we jump into that fray, I promise I'll keep you posted on our decision and any other choices that we make.
Governors Ron DeSantis and Glenn Youngkin of Florida and Virginia, respectively, may also jump into this race that will surely dominate headlines in 2023. But that is just one of the top three political stories to watch next year. Let's dive into all three of them with Niall Stanage, a White House columnist for The Hill. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good to be here, Mitch.
What is reasonable to expect for folks deciding on whether to run in 24? When do you think we might hear somebody besides Donald Trump say, I am running?
I think we'll hear soon, because there are at least three other contenders who have publicly said that they are considering it, having these kind of discussions with their families over the holiday period. That's former Vice President Pence, who you just showed, and also Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, Mike Pompeo, the former Secretary of State. Any of those three could jump in anytime. The one broader point I would make, Mitch, is the bigger a name you have, or the more serious a contender you are, the longer you can wait. So we haven't really heard anything at all from Governor DeSantis, who would be the biggest rival to Trump. But he could get into the race April, May, June. If you're a figure like Mike Pompeo, you don't want the train to leave the station without you, so you have to get in earlier.
That is an interesting take. I didn't realize that. But another big political story, Title 42. It is the Trump-era deportation policy. It was originally implemented as a public health concern. It allows the federal government to allow folks that are entering illegally to stay in Mexico. But it looks like the Supreme Court has kind of kicked the can down the road. They're going to have arguments in February. Until then, it's just the beginning of this showdown. So what do we expect from Title 42 in the coming year?
So as you say, the Supreme Court will hear arguments in February, but typically the court doesn't rule for several months. So we would expect most likely a ruling around June. In fact, President Biden has said that that's when he expects it. The political significance of that is twofold. One is that that ruling would arrive at a time when the Republican primary would be heating up, as we've just spoken about. The other point is that around May and June is when migration numbers typically reach their highest point, much higher than they are now, for example. So if Title 42 were ultimately and finally struck down in June, I think you would see an issue that has been simmering for a long time come to a boil very quickly.
And finally, Niall, our third big political story of 23 is political civility. It's making a comeback, maybe. There was a laundry list of MAGA candidates on the right. They lost. A lot of folks said too extreme. We don't want this progressivism on the left. We don't want this extremism on the right. We want moderates. Is that view held by the majority in this country right now? Are moderates making a comeback here?
They certainly made progress in the midterm elections in both parties. It was not a good midterm for the MAGA right, as you say, and also the left of the Democratic Party lost even in some crucial primaries. The key question, of course, is whether that trend continues, because we look at where we're going, and on one hand, you're going to have a divided Congress. You're going to have Republican-led investigations into some very emotive matters like President Biden's family. And we are moving, of course, closer and closer to the presidential election year of 2024. So on one hand, yes, we are seeing some beginnings of a moderate recovery or resurgence. On the other hand, we're coming into a period when the incentives are more likely to line up for the hardliners.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.